after you tagged me in class.
I like cornered you in class
Yeah.
and forced you to take the tag.
There was no way I could have gotten out of it. I decided at that point I was just gonna go get Jake. So I went to the library, but I missed Jake. I'm not even kidding. I missed Jake by just minutes. I saw in the group chat he said that he was doing math homework, and I was like, he's in the MLSC. So I went up to the 5th floor just minutes after he left.
I went down the same elevator he went up.
So I come back to the dorm. I start plotting with a couple of guys that were the red side of the lounge, and they were making stir fry, and I knew that Jake was gonna go there at some point. So I got them to agree to like let me know if they see Jake come on the floor. So I'm waiting there for like 30 minutes, still nothing. And I'm like, it's gonna be one of those instances where as soon as I poke my head around the corner, he's gonna show up, and then I'm gonna ruin it. And exactly that's what happened. I went to the window to look out and see if I saw Jake. At that time, I heard the door open, poked my head around the corner. I see him turn his head to look at me, and then he just took off in a dead sprint.
So then this is my point of view from it. I just finished my exam. The last location that was sent was at the library, but when I was coming back to the dorm, didn't use the Snapchat because he would see I was coming. I don't really think anything about him looking through a window, and I'm thinking, I should like message Sam, our neighbor, to let me in through the side door. You're not allowed to go through the side door, and it's taped off for construction. But then I was like, I'll just go up the stair, the regular way, the main entrance. So I go up, I slowly open the door. I look to the left, I don't see Andrew. Then I look to the right, down the other hall, and I see someone looking straight at me in a white shirt. It was kind of weird how he was just staring right at me. Then I look behind his shoulder, so past him, and I see a guy in an orange shirt peeking his head out the window. And instantly I'm like, Andrew. And then as soon as I think that, he stares, looks at dead in the eye, and I just sprint. I come in my room and I lock it, and then like 3 seconds later, knock, knock, knock.
Maintenance.
Yeah, it's just Andrew but deeper. Now, I'm set. All I have to do is just stay in my room the rest of the night, and I won't be tagged. Well, boy, did I think wrong. This is Andrew's turn.
As I'm going back to talk to Sam and Brianna and Michael and explain the whole situation to them, they're like, oh, so that's where they first like understand like we're doing this tag game. I ended up going to the game because I was like, okay, Jake is just gonna hide in his room for the rest of the night, so the only way I can win this is if I tag Jamie. That's when Jake called me on the way there and said, hey, here's the thing about Jamie, she works there, so...
Yeah.
You! Oh my goodness!
Yeah, I know. It's a game of betrayal.
You hate him now, but you should wait to figure out what he did later. So I got there. You know, there's a pretty good chance she might be working at the ticket window. I walk up and I see someone wearing an orange shirt, and I was like, oh my god, that's Jamie. And then when I got close, I realized there's like half an inch of glass. I put my hands on the glass and I was just like, so you're gonna let me tag you? She was trying hard to keep her composure because she was scared for her life. After halftime, I go to get a pretzel and I'm just like, okay, I'm hungry. I haven't eaten anything since 1:30. I still haven't eaten anything yet. I'm in the middle of eating my pretzel and all of a sudden my phone goes off. Jake texts me and he says, Jamie's moving.
I said, Jamie's on the move! Jamie's on the move!
And I was like, are you kidding me? I'm right in the middle of eating a pretzel. So I put the rest in my mouth. I take off going down the bleachers. Everybody's probably looking at me like, what is this guy doing? My first instinct was to go straight to Stout Hall because I thought Jamie was going straight there. When I looked at the snap map, you were just like right by the baseball stadium. And then at that point, I was calling Jake and he said, okay, at this point, do not open your Snapchat.
You!
And I told
Oh
Jake,
my goodness.
whatever you do, tell Jamie I'm still at the game. Oh.
This is like 50 different betrayals in one day.
Yes.
I just ran straight to Stout. I guess this is the part where we get to you.
Okay, so I get to the game and I'm working a ticket booth. You know, I'm talking to Andrew, and then the guy sitting next to me is like, oh, he's my roommate, I know him. So then periodically throughout the game, I'm having him go out and check, like, is Andrew waiting for me out in the hall? Is he in the lobby? Just like, you know, half watching the game, half watching me. And he tells me repeatedly, all right, you're clear, you're clear. And Andrew sends me this text and he's like, okay, so how about we make this interesting? You tell me when you're leaving and I'll give you a 30-second head start. And I was like, that's not gonna be enough time for me to get to where I need to go when a dude is chasing me. I ignore that conveniently. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna throw my jacket on, I'm gonna throw my backpack on, I'm gonna sneak out the side, and as soon as I do, I'm just gonna take off. And so I did. I got out the door and I ran. I ran across the street. I ran up north of Bennett. I ran past the fields. And so I jump in my car there. I'm huffing and puffing. And I take a second. I lock my car door and I call my bro. And I'm like, hey, what's going on? I just got out of work. You know, do you still want me to come over and bring hot dogs? And he was was like, yeah, sure. So I'm like, I really hope Andrew hasn't seen that I left, and I really hope that he does not go into Stout right now to get me. So I drive really fast to Stout.
When you went to your car, you updated your Snapchat, so I saw that you were at your car. I said, Andrew, I am your intel from now on. You do not go on Snapchat. Once the 24 hours hit, him and I made a team. We were aligned.
I thought you and I were aligned against Jake.
Wow.
That's when you came in to tag me in the middle of class.
Haven't I ruined this?
Andrew's at the game still. I just saw him on TV and all this stuff. That sold it, obviously. And
I
then
can't believe I fell for that.
I see that you went to Stout. He's like running to Stout. And I'm on the phone with him, so I say, Andrew, you're not gonna like this. She's already at Stout. And he's like, she's already at Stout.
Where were you when he said that?
I was passing Boom Pickens Stadium, like,
I run out to my car, and the entire time I'm checking, like, is he hiding under the car? Is he in the car next to mine? Is he gonna get me? I swore that one of you would be hiding under my car and just like reach your hand out to grab my ankles as I came by.
Man,
That's-
she's elaborate.
Next level.
I should not have given you guys that idea. I jump in my car, I lock the door, turn the lights on, I get my flashlight out, and I'm looking in the back seat. I'm like, okay.
Oh my
I'm good,
gosh.
I'm good,
God.
I'm good.
Wait a minute.
I was paranoid. I'm always paranoid, but I was
She
paranoid.
thinks we're good at this game.
I was high-key, very, very paranoid. I'm taking my time, driving down the road. I'm like, it's okay if I don't go too fast because the slower I drive, the more time I'm away from them and they can't get me. So I go to my friend's house and I'm sitting there and I'm waiting.
So your story goes, yours is very quick. Let's recap what you did. You go to Stout, you hug your cat, you get the
Yes.
hot dogs, you go to your friend's house.
She also peed.
I did pee.
That's actually changes, no, I'm just kidding.
Changes everything.
Everything.
She goes to her friend's house. At that point, I finally arrived to Stout.
Right,
And she didn't update her Snapchat.
He thinks you're at Stout
Yeah.
this whole time.
Oh, jeez.
So I was at Stout. Like, me and Jake, the whole time we were talking on the phone, like trying to come up with a plan to get you out. We were gonna grab somebody and say, we're playing this game of tag and we want to get Jamie tagged.
Keep in mind, I'm here.
He's my eyes in the sky. He's
Right.
got Snapchat open. He's got the rule book open and
I
everything.
had the rule book.
I'm sure you did.
At that point, he's still telling you that I'm at the game. I'm waiting there for like 30 minutes, waiting for like somebody to help me out. So at that point, I'm about ready to just throw in the towel. He gave me a pep talk. So I'm talking to your CM, Charlie.
Wait,
so she
well-
told me to go to the lounge and see if there were people on there that would be able to help me out. I walk in there and like the first person I end up running into to talk to happened to be your roommate. And I was like, this is perfect. I now have access to Jamie. She didn't want to leave you on a bad note. She said she would help me, but she wouldn't like rat you out or anything. I told her to just like go back to the room and see if you were there because it still showed that you were at Stout. She opened the door and she's like, she's not even in here. And I was like, what? And at
Yeah,
that time,
that was the point where we were bamboozled. We were like, wait a second.
at that time,
Bamboozled again.
at that time, your Snapchat updated and it showed that you were miles outside Stillwater. I was like, is this even legal?
Wait a second.
Illegal. I'm a
Wait.
criminal.
And I sat there talking to Jake in like the stairwell for like the next 30 minutes because I was like, if she comes back, I got the upper hand because if I see her going to the door to unlock it, boom, got her.
That's
When I
fair.
found out that you weren't going to be there, what you claimed at the time was like 10:30 to 11.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
I'm not sitting here that long. So.
But Andrew didn't tell me that.
And at this point, Jake still thinks that I'm still at Stout because I told him, well, I'm just gonna have to sit it out. At that point, I was like, well, Jamie's probably not gonna be back for a while, so I'm gonna see what I can do to try to get Jake. He thought he was safe,
All
so.
I had to do was stay in my room with the door locked. That's it.
So I was walking back to my room. First thing I see is Sam and Michael are still in the lounge. I'm like, perfect, I'll get them. I explained the whole situation and then, if you guys want to help me, that'd be really great. Michael and Sam said, you know, we can help you. So we were trying to figure out like a plan, and I was like, just don't be suspicious. I told Michael, just go up to Jake's door and see if he can come out and fix the TV. So he goes up and he's like, all right, I want you to just hide around this corner. If we can get him out here, you can just tag him at that point.
All right, so knock, knock, knock. I'm like, Andrew's at Stout. Is it Andrew? So I go in and look at the people, and it's Michael. And then he's like, Jake, can you help us fix the TV? And I'm like, no. Why all of a sudden you need me? Of all people. So I said, yeah, right. I know Andrew's out there. So under no circumstances am I gonna go out there. So he walks away, so I open the door and I don't see him. And I'm very, very, very paranoid. So I'm like thinking he could pop out thin air. Like he could just...
From the ceiling.
So they were like, oh, fix the TV, get some batteries from the remote, all these different excuses. Yeah, this is obviously you're trying to get me out. Andrew's right over there. I said, you wanna know how I'm 100% certain that Andrew is around that corner right now? He's been texting me like non-stop, and all of a sudden, the last 15 minutes, I don't hear a single word from him. All of a sudden, I hear bzzz, bzzz, I close my door and lock it, which was smart. I come to get the phone. It's Andrew. I answer it, and as I come back, I reopen the door, peek my head out, and all of a sudden Andrew's right there. Yeah, Andrew's right there. I slam the door. He gets in a little bit. And I don't know what you hit your leg on.
I think I hit it on part of the door.
So I open the door, slam it on his leg. He tags me. I said, Andrew, you're gonna help me get Jamie. So we made a deal. I was not gonna tag Andrew for the remainder of the game until I tagged you. We're heading over to Stout. We were trying to look for your roommate. And so we checked the laundry room. Sure enough, she's in the laundry room. He tagged me, I need to tag Jamie, how can you help me? And she's like, I can't betray my roommate. So I was like, I respect that. So I turned to this other girl. And I'm like, do you know who Jamie is? She's like, not really. I'm like, all right, can you help me? She didn't help either. I got her Snapchat, but then I realized, crap, I just opened Snapchat, now Jamie knows I'm at Stout. I said, what can I do? How can I get Jamie? She goes, you know that stairwell next to her door? You can hide.
The obvious stairwell.
Now this is the same place Andrew was already at. So I hid there for like 40 minutes, literally just sitting there waiting. So eventually it hits 11:20. I realized, okay, she's probably gonna open Snapchat and see that I'm at Stout, and that's gonna mess the whole thing up. So I ran to the villages, opened Snap, so it said I was at the villages, and biked back. I'm gonna go try to find the roommate. She, a guy, and another girl are all in your room, so I just go in there with them. And I was just looking through the people the whole time. So another 20 minutes goes by, then Andrew sends me a text. She's at the villages. And I go, are you kidding me? She's at the villages. I don't know what to do. I'm like, Andrew, give me information. I see all these notifications coming in the Snapchat, and I'm like, I can't click on those because then she'll know I'm at Stout. So I get on my bike as fast as I can to the villages. So he goes, wrong car, and I'm like, Andrew, are you kidding me? I'm already halfway back, and you're telling me it was the wrong car. I'm just like, there's 5 minutes until I lose. There's no way I'm gonna win. So I start biking back to Stout. I pass a Honda, and I know you drive a Honda because of all the rides you give me to work. The headlight, I'm blinded, I can't see through the window. So I go past, so I turn around and I go behind a stone wall. I open Snapchat for the first time since going back to the villages, and I see that she says, hey Jake, just saw you ride past me on your bike. So I'm like, yep, that's her. And I walk up to the car, I go up to her, and she's obviously locked in there, and she's not letting me in. So she starts backing
up.
She's like backing out and starts driving away. I'm running alongside of her car. She's driving 2 minutes until the game's over. And I don't know what clicked in my mind, but I was like, let me try to open the door. So I reach, and it's open. It was unlocked.
Okay, I need to take over from here because I need to tell my side of what just happened. I see Jake right by, and I'm like, that's Jake. I can't believe he just did that. And so I'm sitting there, I text him, and then after midnight, I was gonna come out of my car and be like, ha, I won. As soon as he showed up, I pressed the lock button on my car door. I pull out, I'm driving away. I roll down my passenger window. Ha, I got you now, Jake. And he runs up, and I'm like, I'll let him have his fun. Grabs the thing, pulls it open, and I'm like, what? I locked it! How is this happening? And he runs in, he slaps my shoulder.
And I got her!
I'm screaming at him. I was so mad.
She was about to let her car roll away.
Oh, I was definitely willing to. I was trying to get out. I peel back into my stop. I throw it in park, turn it off. I'm running after Jake. I know I can't tag him.
But she's gonna beat me or something.
I was gonna.
Yeah.
I thought that the game was already over. I thought midnight had struck. My car clock is apparently 2 minutes fast. So I'm running after him. I'm just like, I don't know what I'm gonna do when I catch him, but I'm on his tail. I hear him yelling at Andrew, let me in. I just had like a giant Slurpee. I'm like, okay, I can't run anymore. I'm trying to go up the stairs and grab the door so that I can like beat him, beat them both, something. They're locking me out of the door. Some girl walks out, but they pull the door shut.
We
I'm like, let me in!
screamed.
Girl turns around and she's swiping her ID, and I'm like, I'm gonna
then-
kill them. And she stops and she's like, I'm not gonna let you in if they're gonna hurt them. And I'm like, no, not really, just let me in. And so she swipes it and I go in. At that
hit
point it turned midnight,
But
and they
Jamie
told
didn't
me,
know
and
that.
I was like, what do you mean it just turned midnight? If I'd kept running, I would have gotten Andrew.
It was 11:59, so I open the door, Jake comes in, we pull the door shut, someone's coming out, and I see Jamie coming up the stairs. I was like, oh crap, she could still get me, and
Yeah.
then I can lose. So I just took off running up the stairs, and then I looked at my phone, it was midnight, and I was like, Jerry lost! After she got there, she looked like she was close to tears, like...
I know,
I felt like it too!
You looked like you were gonna cry.
I thought
was
I
like,
was.
Okay, so we're at the point now where Jamie...
I just want to know, can we do this, please?
Jamie, the loser, when 12 o'clock struck, is now going to pick her punishment. All right, here we go.
Alright,
This
close
is
your
it.
eyes.
Close your
Take the
eyes.
Poison.
Oh no!
Is that yours?
She picked hers! All right, open it. You gotta read it to us.
I I have to propose to a police officer with a donut instead of a ring.
Oh my gosh. Whoa! I am so glad that wasn't me.
I was so looking forward to one of you having to do this.
That is amazing.
Okay.
All right, Andrew, read yours.
Mine was to dance in the courtyard outside the student union for a duration of a song chosen by the other players. Punishment must be done in front of other people. So it wasn't that bad, but it's still kind
Yeah,
of
that wasn't terrible. For the first time, guys, you're gonna hear my punishment. You must steal people's printed papers in the library without saying anything, including sorry.
Someone
See?
prints stuff, you just swipe it off and you
Right.
leave.
So you gotta propose to a cop with a donut?
I think you should do it to him and at least one other officer of your choice. Let's agree. Either you do it to a random cop that we choose, only one, or
I do it to Sergeant Queen plus another cop.
plus another cop that you can choose.
2 police officers. I will propose to them with donuts instead of rings.
You heard it here, folks. Jamie picked 2 cops.
Hit you on the flippity flip. End it with the epic zoom in on your face.
How could this happen?